Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's JPR, and welcome back to another video. And let me just go ahead and apologize preemptively for the lack of editing that this video is going to have. I'm on vacation right now, and I don't have all of my usual stuff to edit with, so this is just going to be a very laid-back, relaxed video. I don't even have a script, as you can probably already tell by the tone of my voice. I'm probably just going to throw up some footage of Pokemon Sword and Shield that I recorded like months ago when I first played the game. So what I'm trying to say is it's not going to be a very visually interesting video, so you can go ahead and tab out. It's not going to hurt my feelings. So it's going to be a very laid-back and relaxed video. Just listen to me ramble about the future of Generation 8, or at least what I think will be in the future of Generation 8. I haven't done a speculation video like this in a very, very long time. Some of you newer fans might not even know that I did speculation a long time ago. This used to be like a regular thing, but I haven't done anything like this in a long time. And I guess that's why I also chose this topic, because this topic wasn't one that I have to like edit a lot for. I can just kind of talk over Sword and Shield gameplay and it'll be relevant, I guess. So again, I hope you don't mind the lack of editing. That's just my reasons for it. But anyway, I guess we should start off talking about the Galar region. There's already been a few rumors that I've seen floating around about, like, if this DLC pass does well, that they'll do another one. I kind of don't believe that. I think that after they're done with Crown Tundra, I don't think they're going to have any more DLC for Sword and Shield. I think they'll probably be done with this region for the foreseeable future, or at least until, like, I don't know, 2044, when they'll inevitably remake this game, because they have to remake every Pokemon game at some point. That's the thing. People are always like so hung up about Pokemon remakes, and I'm always just like, chill out. It's gonna happen at some point. Like, you know it's gonna happen. They've remade Kanto twice, guys. Do you think they're really not gonna remake your favorite region at some point? Like, the Sinnoh remakes you guys are fiending for, they're gonna happen. Unova remakes will happen. Kalos remakes will happen. It feels weird saying that, but you know, eventually there will be like a Pokemon slashing sword and hard shield version. You're just gonna have to wait for it. Some people are just like so wrapped up, they're like, if these remakes don't get announced right now, they're never gonna happen. Like, bro, just chill out. It will happen, I promise you. So anyway, no, I don't think that we will be returning to Galar for the foreseeable future. I think that after the Crown Tundra comes out, we'll probably be done with this region for quite a while. Especially with the pandemic, I don't see them like going right back to work with like another DLC pass, like just like a spur of the moment thing, like, oh, this last one sold good, so we're gonna make another one already. I don't think that's gonna happen. Honestly, I just wish more than anything, especially with the pandemic, that they would just take a break, because they haven't taken a year off, like counting this expansion pass like as an enhanced version, because it pretty much has the same amount of content as an enhanced version would, like between like all of the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. So honestly, I just wish that they would take a break, because like counting that, they've released a game every single year since 2016. This is like the longest streak they've had, 2016 through 2020. And I don't know, I just wish they'd take 2021 off. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, and here's where we're gonna talk about Diamond and Pearl Remakes. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably tuned in for Diamond and Pearl Remakes, and I think that they are probably gonna happen this generation. That's just my bet. I actually made a video a very, very long time ago. This was back when ORAS was coming out. This was like 2014. And I made a video where I said, I predict that Diamond and Pearl Remakes will come out in 2021, just based off of like past trends, because Fire Red Leaf Green came 8 years after the originals, Heart Gold Soul Silver came 10 years after the originals, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire came 12 years after the originals. And I figured that like with the way technology was progressing, that it wouldn't take 14 years, so it would actually take a little bit longer for Diamond and Pearl. So in that video I said 2021. So many people in the comment section were like roasting me too. They're like, bro, that's never gonna happen. But it's gonna happen way earlier. It's gonna happen in Gen 7 like it has to. So you know what, even if it doesn't happen in 2021, I'm still gonna say that my guess was closer than theirs. So gotcha, guys, haha. Although I bet none of those people are watching now. That was such a long time ago. It's probably just a competition between me and my imagination at this point. But anyhow, I do think the Diamond Pearl Remakes coming out in 2021 is somewhat likely, but again, I wish they'd take a break. I would rather them come out in 2022. I don't think we need to keep up like this 3-year generational cycle, because like if you think about it, Diamond Pearl Remakes would come out in 2021, and then the next generation would already come out in 2022. That is like mind-boggling, and it would probably be revealed in like January or February of that year. So to think about it like that, to think that we're like less than a year and a half away from Generation 9 being revealed, presumably if they follow the same trend that they've been going down for the last few years, then that's just mind-boggling to me that it's like we're already this close to a new generation announcement. Like, God, we're probably closer to the new generation announcement than we were to like Gen 8's announcement now. Like, wow. My only real question about Diamond and Pearl Remakes is like, how are they gonna handle it with the whole National Dex debacle? Because it's like, are they just gonna make it so that you can't battle and trade between Diamond and Pearl Remakes and Sword and Shield? Because like, even with the DLC adding in like some old Pokemon, I don't think that they're gonna have like every single Pokemon from the Gen 4 games or from the remakes or whatever in Sword and Shield. So do you just say like, oh, X Pokemon can't communicate with Sword and Shield, or will they not be able to communicate at all? I don't know how they're gonna handle that, because like, say for example, Infernape isn't in Sword and Shield, right? And probably won't be even with the DLC. So it's like, if you battle between the Diamond and Pearl remakes and Sword and Shield, and your opponent sends out an Infernape, will that be allowed? Like, will it just be like a floating question mark? Like, if the model is in the game, there will be like riots in the street, and people would be like, why wasn't this in Sword and Shield? I mean, there already are riots in the street, but like, I think it could even get worse. Believe it or not, it could get worse with the way people are. But yeah, I think that's something that they're gonna have to address. They're gonna have to be like, maybe these games just don't communicate with Sword and Shield at all. That's my only real question about Diamond Pearl Remakes, because again, like I said earlier, I think that the remakes happening it's gonna happen. It's just a question of when it will happen. I wish everyone would just chill out. Like, everyone is so gung-ho, ready to go. Like, oh man, every tiny hint means Sinnoh confirmed, and I guess part of it is a meme because Hoenn confirmed was kind of a meme, but I think some people are actually serious and like they just want a Sinnoh remake to be like revealed as soon as possible. And it's like, please chill out, people. We know how this works. At least most people know how this works. If you're smart, you'll just sit back and enjoy the ride, you know? And I guess another question would be like, how would Dynamax work in a Diamond and Pearl remake? Like, would they make I guess a wild area-esque place around Mount Coronet or something like that, where you can do raid battles and stuff? Like, would they just integrate that with the Sinnoh region? I think that would make people mad if they just messed up Sinnoh. Or would they do that with like the post game, or what? Like, I guess Dynamax would just be a post game only thing, but I don't know. I honestly don't know how they're gonna handle Wi-Fi battles between that, and I also don't know how they're gonna handle Dynamax, which again leads me to the conclusion that these may be like the first time that like a game in a generation can't communicate with another game in a generation. They're probably just gonna be like, all right, use Pokemon Bank, and that'll probably be it. Or not Pokemon Bank, Pokemon Home. They'll probably just be like, all right, use Pokemon Home. This is why you paid for it, because you get to move your Pokemon, but you can't trade and you can't battle. It's probably gonna suck, and people will complain about that too, but that's just my take. That's what I think is probably gonna happen. I guess the only other big elephant in the room as far as core series would go, and it's not even really core series, it's like the hybrid. Nobody even knows what to classify it, but it's the Let's Go series. Like, some people are like, oh, it's a spin-off, some people are like, oh, it's main series, and some people are like, oh, it's a hybrid. Like, even the people at Game Freak have like gone back and forth, and like, they don't know what to really classify Let's Go as. And so Let's Go Johto is like, it's a thing that's like been on the table, like people have speculated about it. I don't think Let's Go Johto is going to happen. I think Let's Go was a one-time thing. Hopefully. Personally, I don't want to see a Let's Go Johto. I would like to see a Johto remake again at some point. I just don't think it should happen yet, especially since Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out after Platinum and Diamond and Pearl. I think it makes more sense to remake Diamond and Pearl first, and then wait another few years. Again, Pokemon is so like keen on remaking games. We're at the point where we're remaking games that have already been remade. I wish they'd just slow down on the remakes and just put more time towards the new stuff. That's just my hope. They're not gonna do that, because like these games get them so much money. They sell millions of copies, even if they are remakes. So I don't really see Let's Go Johto happening, or at least in the next few years. Like, I think that's something that they're probably gonna hold on to, and I think if they do remake Johto, it'll probably be like another proper remake, like Heart Gold and Soul Silver were. I think the only reason that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were like the way that they were is because Pokemon Go itself was like very heavy on nostalgia when it first came out. Like, you look at the advertising, and you look at the fact like the game launched with only the first 150 Pokemon in it. Less than that, actually. They didn't even have Ditto in the legendaries. So it was definitely, I think, like a nostalgia ploy to like get the Pokemon Go people back into like the main series, and what better way to do it through Kanto. And I don't think it would work as well with like a Johto based game. That's just my opinion. Maybe they do Let's Go Johto at some point, and I'll have to eat my words and people make fun of me, but that's just my take. And the only other things left to really discuss would be probably spin-off games. I don't know, because Pokemon spin-offs have been like, it's this weird cycle, like they'll be really quiet for a long time, and then we'll just have like a rash of them. But like nowadays, it's mostly mobile games. I'm not gonna waste time like predicting mobile games, because like they can be literally anything. Like I didn't think Pokemon Masters was gonna happen, and it happened. And then now we have, what, Cafe Mix? Like, I don't know, mobile games can just kind of come out of thin air, and nobody will really know or care. Like, it's not gonna be like a sequel to anything that you want. So I don't know, mobile games, they'll probably have some more of those. They'll probably keep continuing like Go and Masters and all that. I would still love to see another Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I would want to think that the remake that came out earlier this year was probably just their way of like testing the market for the Switch, because like it's a very well-known fact that Mystery Dungeon didn't do that well on the 3DS, at least not as well as they probably wanted it to. So I want to believe that since Mystery Dungeon DX sold pretty well on the Switch, that they would like maybe be considering a revival. But again, I said in my Mystery Dungeon video last year, I think that Super was probably the last chapter, or at least the last intended chapter. Then again, they said that Shrek 4 was going to be the last Shrek, and apparently they're making another Shrek, and they haven't told us anything about it yet, but you know, things can happen, I guess. Money drives a lot of these decisions, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's super likely, because if you look at just like the list of games that Spike Chunsoft is involved in, like the people who made Mystery Dungeon, like they have way more stuff than just Mystery Dungeon, like some actual like good selling stuff. I don't think they need Mystery Dungeon to get by. Like a lot of these other companies who make the Pokemon spin-off games, like they just keep pumping out sequels because like it's the only thing they have that's keeping them afloat. But like Spike Chunsoft can clearly get by without Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, as sad as that is for us, the Mystery Dungeon fans. Pokken 2, that could maybe be a thing. I mean, the original game, even DX, like, I think you gotta have more characters than that, especially like in the modern day. Like you gotta compete against Smash on the Nintendo Switch, and for better or worse, Smash Ultimate has a ton of characters. And like it or not, your game is gonna get compared to Smash if you're a fighter on this platform. Like, people are gonna be like, bro, why does Pokken only have 20 fighters? Like, I think 20 is actually like a suitable amount, but like, on this console where people are gonna compare you to Smash, I think you gotta have more. I would also just like to see like a lot of the mechanics in Pokken reworked. Like there was a lot of like good ideas in Pokken, but I think the execution was a little bit lacking. That also made Pokken like a little bit boring to watch. Like they want Pokken to clearly be like this big mainstay thing, especially for like the World Championships. Like it's been a part of the World Championships for quite a while now. I don't know if it was there last year, because I know Pokemon Go was there last year out of all things. I can't remember if Go replaced Pokken. I didn't watch any Pokken the last few years, because again, I just don't think it's that fun of a game to watch. But I think like with a few tweaks, I would rather watch Pokken than Pokemon Go, obviously. But I think with like a few tweaks that game could be made into a mainstream thing again. And I gotta throw it out there, Coliseum HD, I've said it before, I'll say it again, but I think that Coliseum HD would be incredibly appreciated in today's time. Even if it's just a simple remaster, even if they don't change anything, I think that it's warranted. I think that it's a realistic hope. Even like a bundle, like, I don't know, put Coliseum and XD together and like sell them as one $60 game, but like it's just the same game but HD. I would buy it, I'm sure a ton of other people would too. But like other than those three things, Mystery Dungeon, Coliseum, and Pokken 2, I can't really think of anything else in the spin-off department, again, other than like mobile games, which are like impossible to predict. So I think we'll call it right there. I don't know what this generation really has in store for us going ahead, especially with the pandemic, and things are all kinds of messed up right now. And I'm sure that schedules are getting delayed. Maybe a delay is the best thing for Game Freak. Like, it's just been this huge cycle where it's like delaying games for them. People wanted Sword and Shield to be delayed, right? And delaying Sword and Shield to me seemed like it was never going to be a possibility, because Pokemon has become so big where it's like if you delay the games, you're also delaying the anime and the manga and the movies and the toys and all the other stuff that has to come with that generation. I think that it's past the point where it's like Game Freak is being held at gunpoint by like both the Pokemon company and Nintendo, where like this game will come out holiday of 2019 because we have toys to sell. So I don't know, maybe the pandemic slowing things down is like the best thing for them, that they'll finally get cut a break. They did just move into like Nintendo's main headquarters, I think. I don't know. I didn't read into it too much, but like I saw this thing like where Game Freak moved recently. So maybe they'll be getting more support. Maybe Nintendo realizes that they're kind of like struggling to meet these deadlines and stuff's getting cut that is making fans unhappy. Because we have to remember that Game Freak is indeed a second party to Nintendo. It's not like Mario or Zelda where like every aspect of those games is like overseen by Nintendo and their development teams. Like Game Freak is like their own thing at the end of the day. They might get some support from Nintendo, but it's probably not much. So, I don't know, between the pandemic and the move, maybe things will change, but if I had to lay down like a concrete prediction to wrap this video up, I would just say that we're gonna have Diamond and Pearl Remakes next year, and then just Gen 9 comes out in 2022 like everyone expects. Maybe we have a 1-year delay because of the way things are going, but that's just how I'm gonna lay it down. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed despite the lack of editing, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys next time.